let's see Unit 1 of IGCSE Physics. Unit 1 is called as General Physics, and today we are going to see 1.1, which is length and time. This is taken from the IGCSE syllabus of year 2022, and if you want, you can just click in the link in the description box below. Our first topic today is measuring cylinders. You just have to know the uses, how it is measured, and the accuracy of these. So, measuring cylinders are used to measure large volumes, like let's say 100 ml and so on. And we can also use these to just pour into the reaction vessels and so on. So now let's see how it is measured. So when you just pour a liquid of a volume into a measuring cylinder, you can just see, as you can just see in the image in the side, there's a curve called meniscus. So you have to measure from the bottom of the meniscus to the nearest graduate. So it is as simple as I say, and the accuracy of the measuring cylinders is not as accurate as pipettes and burettes, but it's more accurate than beakers. So clocks. So you may wonder, what is clock doing in IGCSE physics? So now let's see. There are two types of clocks, as you may have known, digital and the analog. Clocks are generally used to measure the intervals of time between the reactions. Digital is more accurate than the analog clock. Let me just give an example why. As you can see in the analog clock, what is the time now? Not surprisingly, you may have answered to yourself, it's 7 o'clock, but it's actually 6:59. So you may have understood that why digital clock is more accurate. Let me move on. Next is a very important topic, your IGCSE physics, which is simple pendulum. Simple pendulum is used in the olden days clocks, which is also known as the grandfather's clock. So now let's go into the definitions. Period. A period is denoted by the letter capital T and is the time required for one complete cycle to take place. Now, what I wanted you to do until the next video is to just do a simple activity using pendulums. So as you have seen in the image, just tie a simple pendulum into a hook and just measure the length of the rope and just start oscillate it and just measure the time taken for 10 oscillations using a stop clock. And what you must do is just divide by 10 the value which you got for the time taken for 10 oscillations. Divide by 10. So why should we take for 10 oscillations? It is for nothing but the precision. So you have to get any value very precise. So you have to just measure it for 10 times and just calculate the average. For an example, if I get 5 as in value for 10 oscillations, just divide by 10 so that I get 0.5 seconds, which is the time period. So do this for different lengths. For an example, for first one, if I take let's say 5 centimeters, next one you take the 10 centimeters and so on, and try to plot a graph of the length versus the time period, and you will observe a very good result in the graphs, and just analyze it. So the last topic for the session is measuring object of small diameters. So the first one in the image is called as the screw gauge, and the second one is called as the vernier caliper. So for the screw gauge, it's nothing but a 0.01 millimeters, which is the smallest value which you can measure. And for vernier caliper, it is 0.1 millimeters, which is the smallest value which you can measure. So for what are these used? For what these devices are used for? These devices are used for measuring a very small diameter objects, which you can't measure in other let's say other devices such as your ruler and so on. So for screw gauge, you can measure the width of a coin or an A4 sheet, or let's say a thin piece of copper wire and so on. With the vernier caliper, you can just measure the diameter of a small ball and so on. So hope this video was useful. If you get any content, if you got any content from this video, just click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so that you can get my updated videos, and comment in where I can improve my videos. Thank you.